Welcome to CADFinesse.com. Today we will be teaching you how to model a fidget spinner. So let's get started. We will be modeling in 3 different steps. First, we will be creating a 2D sketch, then converting that 2D sketch into a 3D model. After that, we will be modifying that 3D model by using modify tools like Fillet. Then let's get to it. We'll go to create sketch, select the XY plane, and now we'll start with creating a center diameter circle. The dimensions will be 25 mm in this case. Then we'll go to 2-point rectangle and create a rectangle with dimensions 50 mm. Press the tab button and enter the dimension for breadth as 25 mm. Hit enter. Then we'll go to create drop down, select circle and go to 2-point circle. Select this vertex and this vertex, and now you can see we have a basic sketch for the 2 holes of the fidget spinner, but we still want the offset body of the fidget spinner. For that, we will go to offset modify tool and select the sketch curves. We'll enter the offset as 5 mm. Hit enter. Then repeat the same process for every other sketch part. Now we have an offset of 5 mm. At this step, we can go ahead and trim the unwanted edges. To do that, we'll zoom in and press T on the keyboard for a shortcut for trim tool. Now, like this, we'll go ahead and delete every unwanted edge of the sketch. You can see a lot of warnings were popping up. These were there to show that constraints were removed during the trim operation. It is a good engineering practice to keep the sketch under constraints. But for this tutorial, we'll ignore those warnings and go ahead with our sketch process. Now, we have created a sketch for one of the sides of the fidget spinner, but we want a total of 3 sketches like this. We can go ahead and redo the entire process once again at a different angle, but Fusion has a feature using which you can just replicate this in a circle. I'll show you what I mean. Press S on your keyboard as a shortcut for sketch shortcuts, then search for circular patterns like here. Select it, and now select the objects you want to be included in the pattern. So we'll go ahead and select this sketch. Then we'll select the center point about which we want our sketch to be replicated. Now by default, Fusion selects quantity as 3. You can increase it to any number, but for this tutorial we'll stick to the default 3. We can either hit enter or press OK. Now as you can see, we have created a sketch. Now at this step, we can go ahead and remove unwanted edges like this using trim tool. Remember, use the shortcut key T for the trim tool. Now we have obtained the sketch we wanted to make the 3D body out of. Now we'll finish the sketch and then extrude this to a height of 7 mm. hit enter, and now we have obtained a 3D body. Now at this stage we can apply fillet to the edges. We'll apply a fillet of 2 mm. Hit enter. We also want fillet on these edges too, so we will go ahead and press F on the keyboard as a shortcut for fillet command. Then select the edges you want the fillet to be applied to, just like this. And this time the fillet will be of 1 mm. So now we have created the body for our fidget spinner. At this stage we can go ahead and convert this body into a component. To do that, head over to create, new component, select from bodies, select the body which you want to be converted into a component, hit OK, and now you will see it showing up as a component. You can go ahead and long press right click to rename this component into fidget body. Hit enter, and now you have successfully converted the body into a component. Now we want to model a ball bearing. So now we'll go ahead into create drop down, select new component, rename it from component 2 to ball bearing. Hit OK, and now this has become the active component. At this stage we'll go ahead and model the ball bearing. To do that, again create sketch, select your plane, and now if you knew the dimensions for the ball bearing, you can straight away go ahead to center diameter circle and enter the dimensions. But here's a trick: press P for as a shortcut for project. Now select the geometry you want to be projected on the plane, hit OK, and now you will see we have created a reference sketch on our plane. Now we'll go ahead, select the center diameter circle, select the center point, and voila, we have 25 mm circle. Now we want to create an offset. We'll select the circle and give it an offset of -5 mm, since we want the offset to be on the inner side. Hit enter, and now we have successfully modeled the 2D sketch needed for our ball bearing. Finish sketch, and now we'll go ahead and extrude this to make a 3D ball bearing. We'll select the profile. This one is not the profile we wanted. We'll just pan it around, select the profile we need, and then extrude it to 7 mm. At this point we can go ahead and apply fillet to all the edges we wanted, just like this. This time the fillet will be of 1 mm. Hit enter, and now we have created ball bearing. Awesome. Let's activate the complete file, and yes, here we have the fidget spinner. But we are not done yet. We want it to rotate about this ball bearing. So first we will ground this ball bearing like this, and then go to assemble, drop down, and click on joint. Remember, you can also press J on your keyboard as a shortcut for joint command. Then we'll select the center point of our fidget spinner like this by pressing Ctrl or Command, and then select the center point to which you want the joint to be applied. In this case, we want it to be applied at the center of our ball bearing. So we'll go ahead and select it, and you can see by default it has applied a Revolute joint, but you can change it to rigid. This means that it will not move about the ball bearing, but for now we'll keep it to revolve. Hit OK, and now you can see the fidget revolving around the ball bearing. Awesome. Now we want it to look like a real fidget spinner. So for that, we'll click A on the keyboard as a shortcut for appearance. We'll scroll down to the finishes. We need plastic. You can either find it in these folders or straight away search here. In this case, we'll type plastic and go to Fusion 360 appearance library. We'll select ABS white, drag it to the component, and if you don't want this to be white, you can straight away go here, right click, edit, and then choose your desired appearances. In this case, we want it to look like green. Press done, and now we have applied a finish to our part. Then we want a new finish for a ball bearing as well. We'll go ahead to aluminum, drag and drop this finish to the ball bearing, and now we are done. We have successfully modeled a fidget spinner which also rotates about a ball bearing. Awesome. Here's one more thing. You can animate the joint like this. Right click and go to animate joint. Wow, looks awesome, doesn't it? Press escape to stop the animation. And we are done. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel and head over to www.cadfinesse.com, and please make sure to include any suggestions or another video ideas in the comment section below. Share it among your friends. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video.